Rock and roll.
Hello, hello.
So 6-0.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
Oh,
that flowed
fuck
pretty.
Run DMC.
That didn't flow too bad. That didn't flow too bad.
I was thinking Boys to Men.
ABC, BBD.
Maybe a little
See
new
what I'm
edition.
saying?
Yeah.
West Coast family.
Shit worked out.
We were sitting here just having so many laughs. Like, we were just losing our mind. I couldn't even breathe. We were laughing, having such a good time together. And we were talking about Bird just went on a camping trip.
Yeah.
And so we're going to give the floor to Bird, and he's going to tell us about camping and hunting and conservationism and veganism.
All of it. Now.
Right now.
You didn't research it?
Give your lecture.
Fuck vegans.
That's it.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. Nah.
No, but you
Don't
went...
plants got feelings too?
Yes.
I mean, isn't that
But
an
you went,
arguable topic?
you went camping, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I went camping with a bunch of my friends and a bunch of kids. We brought a bunch of boats.
You camp somewhat often, right?
All the time.
Oh,
Yeah, I love camping.
all the time, even.
Yeah, all the time.
I was being conservative with my estimation.
Well,
It says
but you're
the
a
guy with the
camper.
camper. He has a camper. on
yeah,
the
I've
back.
got a...
I forgot. He does bring up the fucking camper.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
chance he gets.
No, it's RV.
Oh,
I don't have one of those
okay.
yet. I don't have an RV yet. It's just a camper. But
What a loser. What kind of
fucking-
camper is this guy?
I know. Half-assing it.
Low budget.
Amateur novice
I am
camper.
low
over here.
budget. If you guys seen this thing, it's such a fucking eyesore.
It's all right.
But everything works.
Well, we heard on the last podcast. Go listen to that.
Yeah,
guys.
that
It's
thing's
really
done.
good. Yeah, your
Yeah.
camper got
It's past tense.
ripped up.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to be attached to anything, so I'm going to go drop it off in Oakland somewhere.
Is that right?
Oh, I'm dead serious. At one of those
Oh, you're
encampments.
done with it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that meant that it was fucking demolished and it was
yeah.
done.
Well, it's to the point now where I can't really travel with it because I'm
Right.
too afraid if it does get windy or you hit some type of
just gonna
bumps,
disappear.
it could fucking launch off or fall off on somebody.
Yeah.
Damn,
and that's
that
my
was-
thing.
that was-
I wouldn't care about losing it. I think it's funny. I've had a lot of good acid trips in
Yeah.
it and stuff. It's been fun. So, yeah, I've been to the moon in that thing.
Have you?
Yeah.
I bet.
I was out of the galaxy in that
And you're,
thing.
that means you're the only person that actually have visited the moon.
Right. Because that's been debunked, sir. What's the guy's name? Neil Armstrong? Yeah, fucking right.
Buzz
Neil.
Aldrin.
You almost got
Kiss
us.
my ass.
You almost got us. Joke's on you, you son of a bitch.
They got me.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
how
think it was the
camping?
first camper to the moon too, and it made it back from that, but it couldn't get up I-5 for shit.
Damn, I didn't know you fucking lost
So
out on the trailer. Well,
you said
RIP.
my bad. You said you went to Lake Don Pedro.
Yeah, went to Lake Don
Where is that?
Pedro.
I don't think I've ever been
It's
there.
about 30, 40 miles, maybe 30 miles outside of like Oakdale, maybe 50, 60 miles outside of Modesto.
Okay.
It's relatively close.
Yeah, yeah.
Hot as shit out there.
It's only a few
Fuck.
hours as long as you take the right route.
Exactly. And I could get there without even using my GPS, but the
you
main
were
roads,
trying to get. You were trying
Yeah.
to get
They said there was
get
some
cute.
big stoppages on the main road, and I had my kid with me, so you want to feel like a G.
You're
you know?
trying to get cute with your.
I got it, son. We're gonna die. Call your mom.
It's a camper.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing a lot of speeding in those anyway.
Yeah, I do about 80 in it.
Really?
Oh yeah, if I'm just on flat road and when conditions are good. And, oh yeah, because it's not a trailer, so I don't have to maintain the 55 mile an hour speed limit, so I can actually rip in that thing.
Okay.
So I really like.
What's your like your camping setup? What do you like to do when you camp? What do you bring?
Drugs.
We need a
Lots of them.
we need a breakdown of all your gear.
Cocaine, acid, Molly. I'm kidding.
He's not going to be
A pillow and a
being
blanket.
brutally honest.
Some V8s and muscle milk.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm kidding.
That's it.
No, we'll bring some bagels. No, it depends. I mean, I've got a kid, so sometimes it's really PG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go out to the coast or something and just bring the camper with.
Do you go out on the lake
Or
not this time?
this time, yeah, a bunch of my buddies. There was like 10 of us with boats and
You
stuff.
said you got sunburnt real bad out there, didn't you?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
really sunburnt out there.
That's
It was
disgusting.
disrespecting my sunblock. I had 50 SPF on and and I was putting it
Oh, is
on
that
every
right?
hour.
Oh.
It disrespected the fuck out of my
You don't
sunblock.
recall calling me, do you? Do you?
Who's calling?
Do you? Because you told me you didn't put on any sunscreen on. You were fucking baking. You were already fried. You're like, I'm going to bed, Abe. I'm going to bed. I don't think I'm any good to anybody right now.
No,
My
I
son's
wasn't.
having a good time,
See,
though.
if I did call you and I thought I was sunburnt after the next day, because I was there for 4 days.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
By
That's
the
a
end,
long trip.
in the sun every day, on the boat, on the water, every day. There was like 6 or 7 boats there. It was really fun for the kids. It was a good time. This was like half PG. It was like PG-13.
Yeah.
Almost in a R-rated, depending on what time you're at.
Yeah, as long as you don't run into any
One of my
Geronimos
friends
out
did
there.
the most beast mode move I've ever met in my life.
What?
And I'm going to speak on it.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
speak
put 'em
on
on
it.
blade. No names?
No, hell
Too late.
no.
I already said something, so you
Names
can't even
and
say
No,
it.
actually, you know what? I can't.
Don't
because-
do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. But one of my buddies did some stupid shit, in which we're not above, you know?
Nah.
But
no
this
one's
was
above
dumb.
it.
This was pretty dumb.
Wasn't PG.
No.
Camping trips aren't supposed to be PG, though.
With your kids?
It depends.
Well,
When you bring
it
your
changes,
kids that are
yeah.
under 10,
I haven't been camping in years.
it's fucking great.
are you like a survivalist, though? Are you into like the whole conservation? Do you go get your water, collect your water from the rivers and stuff like that? Is that
No,
what
I
you
got a
piss
water
into
tank. I got a water tank in the camper. I got a water tank in the camper.
Well, the camper's going to be non-existent, so let's go back to pitching a tent.
I'm still
Are you
living
gonna
in
be
my
good?
great days. If I had to go camping right now, I've got my other Dodge truck, that 1500, and I've got a mattress and a bed set up in it as we speak. So it's just a
Okay.
mini motorhome. I got a little shelf in there. So yeah, I just put the cooler in there. There's my fridge.
Sounds creepy.
You get a
Right.
5-gallon bucket with a garbage bag. There's your toilet.
Right? Sounds a little creepy.
Yeah, if
It
you
sounds
get pulled
Coachella
over-
ready, though.
If you get pulled over, I don't know.
That's some Buffalo Bill shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're walking out of that.
Well, if I'm a cop,
Hopefully we go into the back together. Get out of that ticket.
so
foul.
so you camp all the time.
Yeah, I camp
You
all the
camp
time.
occasionally, right?
I
You'll-
haven't
you'll-
been camping in years.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd jump into a little camping trip here and there.
No, I'm getting ready to go to Coachella.
You
but
went to
that's the
camper with me
closest
that
thing
one
to
time.
camping. Well, that I mean,
took it out
yeah.
and
Well,
did
when
a
I
little
when I was
Mini vacay.
when I was profiled, yeah.
Oh,
that
should we
was
talk about that?
Nah, that's
Should we
fucking-
talk about that?
No, we're not giving her any airtime on this fucking podcast.
No, but
Fuck her.
we can blast the RV park in case any of our faithful listeners ever want to go to
You're
a
gonna-
RV park in
You're going to be at an
Pacifica.
RV park in Pacifica. Yeah, yeah.
You better be mighty white.
Shooting meth and smoking crack.
They seen Ave and kicked us out in an hour of us being there, stating I had a broken window.
But he,
Wow.
but
But
the
I had
weekend
stayed
before
there.
Yeah,
I had stayed there a week prior for
That's crazy.
like 3 nights in a row, directly in front of the office with the same rig.
Yeah.
The second I bring this guy,
This guy.
oh, it was the craziest. That was
It was a little
That's
weird.
no fun.
No, it was definitely very
Dude,
racist.
RV parks, like I don't have an RV. I've never really gone camping, but every incident I've heard of or any little run-in I've had, they're like super like on their shit. Like they take it way too serious. Like you're
these guys are
literally just some
serious.
empty space. Like
Meth
relax.
is a hell of a drug.
That is true.
That's
There's
trailer
things you gotta
parks,
look for.
but we're talking like
Yeah.
like
I was near an RV park last week, and they were all crazy because it was next to the. I think I had mentioned there's an abandoned trailer park near it, next to it, right? But the people at the actual RV park were. It was like they were running up.
they live. Some
Military
people live there,
Yeah.
and since they live there, and they have nothing better to
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
you know,
The
it's like they're-
percentages of those people that live there,
they're barbecue Beckies.
well, they do meth too, are probably
Yeah, or alcoholics or
Yeah.
winos or
Well, in
something.
the abandoned trailer park, there was a lot of drug paraphernalia
for sure.
Did you bring any back?
strewn about. No, sorry, I would have brought it home to you, but I forgot.
Lifted in my other
Selfish.
pocket.
I
I
honestly-
call that selfish.
I can't remember the last time I went camping.
Really?
I mean, I was like a kid.
We should do this. We should bring a generator and do a podcast out there.
But
while
then
we're
how do we
camping.
bring the live audience? we bring all of them?
They get
all
ushered- they
these
get
hundreds of
ushered in.
people watching us right now, we bring all of them?
So nothing would change.
No,
yeah,
that's
no,
crazy.
it's been years. I'm
I
due
can go
for it.
tent
Definitely
camping.
due for it.
I've got plenty. I even keep tents in my trailer.
Yeah.
I got hammocks. I like to sleep in my hammock. I'll sleep in my hammock outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I am pretty outdoorsy.
I'm kind of shell shocked from camping right now. Have you guys seen that movie? I don't recall the name of it. It's something Mountain, dude. It's like a
Brokeback
Bro,
Mountain.
yes, I was
No,
gonna say
no,
Brokeback
it's
Mountain.
not. It's
That
not.
was a pretty scary fucking
That's
movie.
Well,
That's
you're
easy to
constantly
go
bringing
to.
it up, so we always thought you were.
No, that's easy.
I just assumed you're
No,
talking
it was
about
something
You
Ridge.
talk about that movie so much.
I don't. Well,
The Ridge.
it's something. It's like pretty much it's these people on an excursion and they're fucking out, and they go on a hike, they get lost, typical shit, right?
White people shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say exactly the.
You don't ever
race.
hear any other nationalities getting lost in snowstorms. What the fuck are you out there?
Well, because they make it seem like they're adventurous.
I got it.
They get lost.
We're good.
Right. They're doing this.
Pack your kid up.
They're doing
Let's
this
go.
with the sun and shit. Like they fucking can read. Like
Make
you know
a
what I mean?
compass out of a fucking toothpick and a Swiss Army knife.
But no, so these guys
could.
go out there, get lost, and then they start getting stalked by this big ass grizzly. And let me tell you what, they're like in a tent at one point, and
It doesn't end well.
no, dude. I don't know, a fucking 800-pound grizzly outside, and it's fucking it mauls this one dude. But like, what shocked me was like the how the director captured that. Yeah. It was like biting down on the dude's skull, and it was like crack. It was pretty devastating.
That was like the Leonardo DiCaprio one, The Revenant.
Yeah.
That scene was insane.
That's one of my top 5 movies by far.
Yeah.
No, that's
That shit was
survivalist
nuts.
though.
Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah.
He wasn't camping.
No,
But so
In the horse, he was.
yeah, he pitched it in that horse.
He pitched
I
it
forgot
in that
about that.
fucking
That horse saved
horse.
I forgot about that.
That's crazy shit.
fucking-
That's camping.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's camping.
yeah. That's how men camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm a novice. You know what I'm saying? I'm a toddler.
No,
Yeah.
There was the other one. What was the Liam Neeson one where they're stalked by the pack of wolves?
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And there was the God, back in the day, was it like Alec Baldwin? It was like the bear something. Do you remember that
it
one?
was Alec Baldwin and
Sean Connery or something?
Nah, what's the dude's name? He's the fucking Hannibal dude.
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah,
Hopkins.
Anthony
Hannibal
Hopkins.
dude. Yeah, there was that one too.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm gonna look that up.
They're like-
that was a good movie.
No,
it was like an
shabby.
ex. Weren't they like? Wasn't one married to the wife and the other one was the new
And then they
husband or
started
something?
beefing while they're out there, right? It's been so
Yeah.
long since I've seen
Yeah.
it. I remember I loved that movie as a kid, though.
It's pretty dope. You guys are. I don't know how I'd fare against like a mountain lion out in the fucking.
Oh, The Edge.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was a fucking good one.
You wouldn't fare pretty good if none of us would.
Well, no, I mean, you
They
can't.
say you make yourself look big, so you grab like a big log or something, put it on top of your head, so it make you seem like you have like an attachment or something.
Yeah, because outrunning them and shit.
But
you know
are
what I'm
you
saying?
really that calm? There's a cheetah. It's staring directly at me. I need to find a log. You know? I mean,
yeah. It's similar to those people that went on that safari
Not a
and
cheetah,
shit
but a
somewhere
mountain lion.
and fucking got out of the car to take better pictures of the cheetahs, and the cheetahs are just sitting there like, what the fuck? Hey,
It's not a drill. This isn't a drill.
I will fuck you up right now. Are you kidding me? And they started slowly walking toward, and then the lady's out with a baby in her arms. Fucking nutcase. Like, I don't know.
It's amazing that humans have gotten as far as we have.
Thank you.
It's really
YouTube
amazing.
is bringing that to light too.
Yeah.
It's like they're domesticated cats. No, they're not.
There's
They're-
a clip
they'll
of what
fuck
you're
you up.
talking about of a guy getting out and his whole family's like, no! And he gets killed in safari and eaten alive by lions in front of his family.
It seems like a normal story. Like, this guy got out of his Jeep on the safari.
Right.
It's like, why do you keep getting out of the Jeep?
Yeah. just
I'm
stay
sure there was more than one sign stating clearly,
Yeah.
don't get out of your
And
vehicle.
even in the Jeep. Like,
Yeah.
Remember The Great Outdoors with John Candy?
Yep, I remember that shit. Damn, that's a fucking classic right there.
That
What
is
are
an
you doing?
absolute classic.
What are you doing?
Throwing out classics here.
You're fucking tripping.
No, but that bear scene was so like they used a real bear and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like even as a funny movie, and then remember he's telling the scary
Yeah.
story. As
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
showing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Dude, that's classic.
Yeah,
and
that's-
ever since then, I know. You know what? Don't fuck with these bears.
Yeah, they're not friendly as they're
We're
portrayed
not.
to be.
We're at such a disadvantage. Our only advantage is our brain power, opposable thumbs, and our stamina. 'Cause humans have like the most stamina of. We're like one of the only mammals that can do long distance running.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons we survive because we could travel.
A couple miles right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not get tired.
Pretty quickly too. What, a half pace, you know?
Yeah. So, but like a cheetah, they can sprint, but they get tired way quicker than we do.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's like we
And
had
then
these-
they have to lay down and recharge that tank for
Yeah.
so long. So we could push for a day or two if we had
exactly.
to.
You
Fight or
can
flight.
keep moving sun up to sundown if you had to. Like
Meth too. You did a bunch of
Yeah.
meth.
Yeah.
You could probably get
I'm sure the
3
cavemen-
days.
The
Yeah,
cavemen
why
had
not?
lots of meth, so the saber tooths couldn't catch up to them.
yeah, no,
But
that's
yeah, so
funny.
if you have a pack of humans moving, they can move, slow. It's like the tortoise versus the hare.
Yeah.
Like we could keep moving, and then the cheetahs might pick a couple off, but the rest are going to keep going and get to safety.
You better be in the
we're
front of
gonna
that pack.
It's wild.
You better be in the front of that pack.
Yeah, isn't that the classic saying? Like, you don't have to outrun a tiger. You just have to
outrun your buddy.
the slowest guy.
Yeah.
I don't have to outrun him. I have to outrun you.
Yeah, leave him, kick him. Matter of fact, trip him. Let him fucking get caught up. Right? Somebody's gonna have to fucking take it.
Yeah, it's gonna get someone.
I got to admit, there's R.I.P. Pops. We used to do a lot of dirt bike riding, and a lot of the places that we'd go. I mean, Clear Creek and Stony Ford. We're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, literally out in the middle of nowhere. And there's a couple times it was like, oh shit.
Here it comes.
We're fucking lost, and I have no clue which ridge we're on. I have no clue how to get back.
Yeah.
Starting to get dark.
Yeah.
He was out there once for like 3 days. He got lost and had to get search and rescue and eat out of his little Snickers, out of his pack. But we always carried emergency packs, space blankets.
Yeah.
He'd always get the dryer lint and then put it in plastic bags.
To start fires?
Yeah, that stuff lights like that. So we'd keep some stupid shit in his pack, and he was like, if it wasn't for that and being able to make a fire, he kept his helmet on, kept all his boots on. He was like, it was cold as fuck.
It'll be those little tiny things that people don't have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That fucks them.
Fucks you up. And I mean, we ride in the middle of winter, out in the middle of nowhere, too. So it's getting 30 degrees outside in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And he was like, if it wasn't for those space blankets, and then he was using some of the gas from the dirt bike that was still running.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, him and his
The
boy
little
got
things
stuck
go
out
first.
there.
Too, like you get frost.
Oh, Pops has been doing that
on your hands and
That's
shit.
what I was going to get to.
Your extremities.
My father was, talk about camping out in the middle of nowhere, and he would always have big guns, and that was part of the reason why we could go out that far. If you're not properly prepared and you don't have a sidearm of at least something huge, you know, like a 357 Magnum is probably good for a bear. Anything else is probably going to piss it off unless you're like a fucking marksman. Yeah. If you're walking around with a 9mm out there, that's not going to do too much for anything.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Really isn't. You're going to piss some shit off.
Right.
You're really actually probably going to piss it off, you know? So, going out with Pops, just going to some crazy places, and we're tent camping out there.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What you were saying, too, is like there's a lot of the things that'll happen to like your psyche that you don't even realize. So there's that thing that when you get frostbite or when your hypothermia is setting in, your brain tricks you that you're warm. So they'll always find people naked because they feel hot.
That's right.
They take off their clothes and then they freeze to death.
Yeah.
So it's like your brain starts to shut down and gives you wrong information. So it's like the further out you get, the more fucked you are.
Yeah, I don't find too many fucking. I would never travel outside of the boundary, bro.
There's some crazy stories.
I'm outside of boundary traveler. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the story of the two girls that went missing and they found like her cell phone and it had pictures of them getting lost? It's crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
And they never found them.
I think they found their bodies eventually, but they were like far apart. Like
once
one
the snow
wandered
melted,
off.
yeah.
It was like, but
one probably tried to wake one up, and the other one wouldn't wake up. So
What nationality were they?
I have to get you help.
I believe they were Caucasian.
Of course,
I think so. But there was like
there a conspiracy
some of the
theory behind
last
it?
pictures of them before they got lost. They're all like smiling on the trail, just hiking. It's creepy, man.
Yeah,
I bet you the Russians made their boots.
they're 2 miles away from their house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They fucking. It's not even that far. I mean, that shit could happen in fucking upstate New York, though. Dude, you could literally die 2 miles away from your house.
That just happened wasn't that Tahoe in the last three years? There was a big festival out there, and a girl.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she was trying to walk back to her casino.
Yes.
Yeah,
they didn't find her for 3 days. She was on the other side of the snowbank.
Yeah,
gone
Wow.
from the bay.
Yeah.
That was sad.
She froze to death.
I had friends that were at that festival that year.
Yeah, that's that fucking.
There's
like
a difference
EDM
between
festival or some shit.
There's a difference between like when you're flying over the country or you're even driving through. But then if you're on foot, how far things actually are.
Yeah.
Like when I was driving back from San Diego the other day, like I had mentioned on the last podcast, I diverted to this town I'd never been to see an old friend that had moved out there, and I ended up going this way I'd never been, and it felt like I was driving forever. And I was like, I got to be like almost to Highway 5, like in the valley, like past the Grapevine. And all of a sudden I see signs that says California City. And I look over and I see like aircraft graveyard. And I'm like, wait, I've been here. California City is it's all these streets that are mapped out, but there's no houses. So this rich guy like 70 years ago was trying to build a community, and it never happened. He just took all these investors' money, built the roads, and then that was all that happened. It fell through. Wow. So there's this whole like neighborhood with street names and everything, but there's nothing there. It's called California City. And that's to the right, and then like famous aircraft boneyard is to the left, where like Kanye filmed a music video. Like it's always used for filming.
Okay.
But I'm just like, I thought I was way past this. Like I've been driving forever, but I came up a different way. I was like, oh my God. And that's when it sunk in, like this is going to be a long night driving home. So if you're on foot,
you're
like,
fucked.
Yeah, if you, when I was in Tahoe a few months ago too, if you drive to like a store, you're like, oh, it's right down the road. But then when you really pay attention,
now break down in the middle of
that would be a 2-hour walk, and it was like 10-minute drive.
Now break down in the middle of that in your car in the snow.
Don't Airbnb and think you're gonna walk somewhere, dude, and fucking have to trek up a hill.
Yeah,
there was
it's fucking sketch.
There was a UFC fighter, Evan Tanner, if I'm not mistaken. He had lost a couple fights, and he had blogged about how he was an outdoorsman and he was going to go out into the desert. I think it was New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a lot of land out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he packed up a whole survival kit and like showed the process, if I'm not mistaken. Hopped on his motorcycle, and that was the last they found.
Yeah.
They found his motorcycle, and they ended up finding him. But he died, and he was a huge UFC star, if I'm not mistaken. He was
I've
a
heard
welterweight.
of that, though.
Yeah, welterweight champ for a little bit.
He used to go on ayahuasca trips and shit.
He probably did. He was super. He was a dope dude. It was crazy. Crazy out of nowhere.
People don't realize how big the Australian outback is, too.
Fuck.
Like, you can drive for like
Massive.
10 hours and not see anything.
Yeah, as they say.
Insane. Like, because on our maps, it's like, it's distorted. Well, the typical map we see. Mm-hmm. But then when you see it, it's like bigger than the United States.
Yeah.
The outback.
Like all of Australia is like bigger than North America.
That's where they got the roos, the punching roos out there.
And it's just such harsh climate. There's nothing out there.
Yeah.
I read this story about
rough
this guy.
ass terrain. They say you need like everyone carries gasoline on the back of their vehicles.
Yeah,
because they'll fuck
that's
around
like
the
when you
gas
see
anywhere.
the Jeeps that have the gas tank. Here it's just to look
for sure.
For there,
the city slickers have all the jacks, the gas, and you're like, you need that at 7-Eleven?
And that's just traveling to grandma's house. You know
you got AAA, and the gas station's right there. You don't need any of that shit.
Right.
I heard this crazy story on Reddit. This guy had like hundreds of thousands of acres of outback land, right? So he would ranch out there and had various things. And this guy was, I think, working there for the summer or something, helping the guy with the land. They're driving out, and they see like out in the distance a like blue like container, like a cargo ship container, in the middle of the land. Like just a cargo, and this is the guy's land. So he's like, what the fuck is that? So he goes over there, and they get in. There's like all this computer stuff and all this like child porn. Security cameras, all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then so they're like, oh, we got to get the fuck out of here. They get out of there. They have to like drive down. I guess they forgot their satellite phone. They usually have one, but they didn't have it. So they had to drive like 30 minutes. They got like whatever, sheriff, whatever.
Yeah.
It took them like, another 30 minutes. So it's like an hour they were gone. They come back. Container's empty and it's like on fire. Yeah. So I don't know how true this story is.
Fucking weird.
But it just shows you how big the outback is. Like, there's just shit going on out
that
there.
Someone can own that amount of land and just stumble across something that's on their land and be like, this is my property. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I know buddies that live up in Trinity Forest, and there's old tales of people squatting on other people's land, and I mean, you actually hear about it
building
for like
shit
years
and
shit.
No,
shipping containers.
No, they'll find like a little cavern on somebody's 200-300 acre plot.
Yeah.
And how often are you surveying your whole? You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of land.
That's a lot of fucking land, and then find squatters, and you can tell they've been there for years, and it's just like
because they look at you like, what the fuck are you doing here, man?
Yeah.
Who invited you over for supper?
We're talking about camping here, though. Could you?
Yeah.
Let's just say you were on the run or something like that. You could actually. I mean, you can actually do that. You know what I mean? You can actually hit. That's crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have the skill to pull that off either.
Yeah.
They would last a couple days and then that's it.
Right. To manage it. They have these little things that talk about that filters water. Like, they were talking about on Rogan, like, that people keep survivalists and shit. You need a few of those.
Yeah.
You need like
there's even pills.
Pills,
There's pills. And there's a bunch of different shit.
But like, I mean, even with all the shit, I don't know if I could fucking
Yeah.
don't
Even
know
like
if I
we
can
had
crack
mentioned,
it.
just a bear stumbling on your little camp.
Yeah. Or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. You can get hoofed to death by a deer, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big buck out there,
Yeah.
hit you with them horns.
And
You're
then
ruined.
depending on the terrain, like red ants.
Oh, yeah.
Insane. I saw some in that little town I'd never been to that like this, like just
Isn't that crazy when you see bugs in another place? You're like,
yeah, like what the fuck? These
what the
these
fuck?
exist?
I'm so glad
Yeah.
we're from the Bay. Dude, we just got them regular shits, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't last in Texas, dude. Flying roaches. I would die, dude. There's
Scorpions
No
and
way.
shit.
Yeah.
You had to check your shoes for scorpions.
Hawaii's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Is it?
Yeah, Hawaii, you'll have like lizards inside your hotel and
Centipedes
shit.
and shit, right?
Oh, it's
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
cool though. It's that on that note, it's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
So they're
still,
poisonous.
to
and they
us, it's
sting
cool.
you.
It's like whoa,
Yeah.
you know.
And then the fucking the local comes in and he's like, dude, this shit could have killed you. One sting. And you're like, oh, God, I have my baby crawling on the floor.
You're like taking selfies with
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah, no, lizards are dope though.
Yeah.
I got so scared by a lizard last week.
Really?
Like I haven't been that scared in a long time. Like an actual jump, because usually I'm like, we talked about this. When I get scared, I get like quiet. Like, but this actually made me go oh,
You get a little scream.
and it's on camera.
Oh, no.
yes.
We're at the.
Oh, he's going to edit that out. No,
Yeah.
No, it's in there. It's already set to come out next week. It's the abandoned San Diego Chargers facility.
Okay.
Guys,
Damn,
but-
you're just jumping gates all over the place, dude. You're going to get fined.
Let's get that puppy over here, goddammit.
But they had a cargo container, and I walked in. At first, I was already scared because I thought like security might be sitting in there because there were some chairs. So I'm like, and then I was like, oh, it's clear. All right. I step in, and a lizard runs at me to like leave, and yeah, I jumped. So
Okay.
so
How
I
big-
couldn't live in
Yeah,
Australia.
How big is the lizard? How big was
It
the
was
lizard?
it was a good size one.
That's a good one?
It was a good one.
No.
Yeah. It looked like a rat.
They're always
Oh, okay.
saying, though,
Yeah.
Australia has the most things
It'll
that
kill
can
you.
kill you. Yeah.
And wasn't Australia founded off sending convicts to Australia or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So then when
It
you
was a
talk about,
colony of convicts.
Yeah.
talk about doing crazy shit in the outback,
Yeah. Well, guns are banned in Australia, though. You can't own a
But
gun
maybe
in
not
Australia.
so
back
that
in
just
the-
means the
back
cops and
then.
the robbers have guns, not the regular people.
They barely have any crime,
Right.
like or that kind of crime.
Yeah, their crime is pretty low, but I don't know. I could just, fuck.
In
I
the
would-
outback,
You can imagine.
no.
They even have like the little jellyfish you can't see that'll kill you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I got it.
Isn't that what's, oh no, Steve Irwin, what was Steve Irwin?
No, that was the-
Stingray?
Stingray.
And it was like just really bad luck.
Yeah.
Like the stingray just happened to go through his ribs and just happened to hit his heart. Like
Yeah.
it was like a 1 in a million shot.
It's crazy, dude. But, you know, he was a crazy motherfucker. You know, lived on the edge.
Who would have thought though? You know,
Well, I mean, fuck me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like those snake handlers that are.
no, but
like,
a stingray's not supposed to kill you.
Yeah,
all the
well,
other
it
animals
was
he
an
fucked with.
accident. Like,
Exactly.
the stingray wasn't even trying to
That's
hit him.
my point. It's like he's fucking
Yeah.
with all these other crazy ass animals, and he's
then-
fine.
yeah.
You know. And
Yeah, but what are the odds? High that he dies by a stingray.
It was high that
Just 'cause.
something would happen.
Some-
If he
yeah.
had gotten got by a croc, I
croc?
can understand it.
You know?
Look at the size of it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if
no.
he, that would be. He got
Yeah.
wrapped up in death turned
Right.
by a croc. I
Right.
get it.
I
get
thought
it.
when the reports came out, I thought for a second, I was like, oh, he died by the jellyfish, like the clouds of jellyfish you get caught up in. And,
Yeah,
like,
that
you
even
know,
makes sense, you know.
all the like,
But a stingray?
what's the folks tale behind people getting stung by those jellyfish and like you're supposed to pee on them? Is that
I got-
is that fake?
I got
Okay.
stung.
Might be.
I was in Hawaii as a really young child and had a Portuguese man o' war, which is a jellyfish
Yeah.
type thing, wrap its tentacles all the way around my legs, and pee. It was
Happened to my
excruciating.
stepmom.
Yeah, it's no
Really?
joke. Yeah, no joke.
Do they still have do you have the burns from it still, or like does she?
No.
'Cause don't they burn?
I think
you,
those
or-
ones are probably more mild than like the Australian ones.
Oh,
yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
still
more
here.
like pain. Yeah,
Yeah, this
it's more
was
like-
crazy, and one of the locals swam up and was like, "You gotta pee, pee on it."
Yeah, no, like the Australian ones will make after like an hour you'll black out. If you're not in the hospital, you're done. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that one that was in that Will Smith movie?
Where he killed himself with it. Sorry, spoilers.
So he could save his
His organs or something.
Yeah, that was a dope movie.
That was
That was a tearjerker.
What movie was that?
7 pounds.
7 pounds, yes.
Okay,
That was a dope ass movie.
Yeah.
If you want to cry on a rainy day, it's a good one.
I'm good, thanks though.
Well, you brought up Steve Irwin, or someone did. I think that brings up a good point of like conservationists and hunters, because I don't know.
They're feuding.
There is like I don't know. I'm sort of in the middle on it, but like so many. I feel like so many hunters they just like that label. Oh, I'm a conservationist, or like I'm doing. And I feel like it's bullshit.
Ted Nugent told me that I was a conservationist.
Yeah, and it's like there is conservationists. Rogan has them on all the time and stuff. But like, I feel like some of these guys, it's just like bloodlust, and they're using that. Yeah, is like their excuse.
You don't think that there's something behind it though, like something like deeper, like they enjoy eating what they catch and shit like that.
Okay,
definitely.
Well, then this weekend, I'm not saying no names, and it's so normal. So many people fish. Mm-hmm. I don't like to fish.
Why is that?
I have too much energy. And on top of that,
I'm not.
If I wanted a fish fillet, I go to McDonald's or go get a number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is. So for me, like I watched a fish get caught. It was a big ass catfish, and I was even at the moment happy for my boy, But then all of a sudden, when they're trying to yank the hook out of its skull, and they need pliers, and you can see the fish is kind of not flopping anymore. Yeah. And it was a catfish, so
it was out of water by then. Right?
It's fine, I guess. I guess they're like indestructible. You could beat the fuck out of catfish, and it'll swim right the fuck off. No problem.
Hours. It was catch and release.
So it was catch and release. Oh, but in my own personal,
you felt bad about that.
If you saw the amount of blood, and I'm just thinking, what's the purpose? And then
for recreation.
Yes, and then a couple of people were throwing out the idea.
That's like bagging a buck if you go out to the club. Are you kidding me?
No, that's sport.
I'm just saying.
But that's not. That's not
for
harming another creature.
If you're
that had nothing to do with you.
If you're hungry and you needed food and you needed to catch the fish, by all fucking means. But you just wrapped a hook up in this damn fish's skull and did this whole battle. My boy looked like a G out there.
Yeah.
He was just
big 30-pounder.
Oh no,
you got him on my line, 30-pounder.
He kept calling. That's a big dog right there. Oh, he was all stoked. He's sober, by the way. He don't even drink. He don't nothing. Yeah. Dude was out there fishing for hours, and he finally caught biggest catch of the whole weekend. So
nice.
We were proud of him, but at the same time, in my personal,
I don't understand that mindset.
Thank you.
To me, it comes across as like an insecure human that wants to like
hurt an animal.
Yeah,
and my boy
to feel big and bad.
I can feel.
Like trophy hunters.
The dude that caught it's the coolest cat.
They are trophies.
So not like
you
that.
can stuff them. These are catch.
But at least even the playing field a little bit.
Let's reverse perspectives.
Jump in the water with them and do it.
Some of the trophy hunters are like
put them in a stranglehold.
Some of these trophy hunters are like almost quite literally in ivory towers, shooting down at innocent creatures.
No doubt.
There's no sport in that.
No, I'm not saying like.
My boy fished his ass off for 3 days straight to get this fish. Yeah. We're talking. He probably put in 4 hours each session.
At least he put in work.
Oh,
right. He didn't just pay the money.
Nah.
Like
he didn't get taken out on a guide.
There's a science
dynamite
to it,
the water. No, he did his science. And I get the craft. I get it. But me, myself, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, so then I'm not even done. So then there's other people fishing that are like, there's frogs all over the place. Mm-hmm. So like, well, let's use the frogs as bait.
Sure. Fish eat frogs all the time. That's fucking human nature. I mean, that's nature of the fish. I guess. I guess it's lake life.
Weird.
Lake life.
Yeah, and I'm not against the rat eating the snake. You can't go get snake food. You can't go get fish food.
Okay.
So I get the circle of life. I get it.
Yeah.
But where in there does it say I get to grab my fucking fishing pole, go to Walmart and get some live baits and if I'm eating it, that's one thing.
Right, I understand.
Bringing the catch back to the family, that's one thing. But
it's powerful.
I don't know. I'm not all about the killing shit. I never.
That's what I don't get about hunting. Is like you could use the excuse like, oh, this is the circle of life. This is I provide for my family this way. But it's like with society now, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, maybe
it's optional now.
In Alaska, there's some people that still have to live like that.
I just mean people who live in L.A. and then travel and go shoot some creature. It's unnecessary.
Maybe
they
don't.
Is.
But maybe they don't want to eat some processed fucking stressed out cow meat that's of low quality that's pumped up with steroids.
That definitely can be.
Well, you can go buy quality.
And it's fed grain that's fucking poisoned before it's pulled from the ground. Like, I mean, there's so many chemicals in the food that we eat every day. Besides, in the actual meat, it's like
Well, nowadays with the internet, you can even order grass-fed, free-range, anything you want.
Look. My point is,
how do you think that's produced for the people to be able to order that?
What do you
mean? Somebody out there fucking.
There's a bunch of small little farms that
but they're
are
still
raising
slaughtering cattle though.
But it's not for recreation.
Yeah, and they're doing it not like the McDonald's meat. You know what I mean? We're talking like bomb ass.
Like quality
grass-fed
cuts.
quality. They're not locked up in a damn cage and pumped antibiotics and shit that we're.
Well, that's why there's those gag orders. You don't know if those same places they're not.
You driven down I-5, right? What's
Right.
Harris Ranch.
that? You can't tell me something ain't illegal as fuck about the methane coming out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
You can't tell
That's
me
one
something.
of the biggest contributors to climate change. Is our cattle.
And how much water it takes to feed cattle versus plants.
Well, my point with that though is that I'd rather the hunters just say, "I like killing shit."
I like
just be upfront about it.
I want to see it bleed.
Don't jump through all these hoops to validate what you're doing.
No,
It's
'cause some of them
you're not
feel-
a Wild West frontiersman. You're
No,
not.
but some of them are. Some of them are, and some. But
I don't think you can be now.
you kind of can.
I don't think in the United States in 2018. I don't think you are a
What
real
about
frontier
what
unless
about,
you're in Alaska.
What about
like
those people
somewhere
that
way up
have
there.
huge properties and bring in stock that they go and hunt themselves and feed to their family? You know, and that's what they provide to their family.
Off of their own property,
Off
and
their own
stuff,
property.
and that's why they brought it. I'm all for
Yeah,
that.
I don't-
You know?
There's
I
a lot of
really
that. I'm
have
not saying
I don't have
people
issue
going
with
out.
Yeah,
and fucking
I'm with
hunting
that,
rhinos and shit or elephants,
Even to save
you know what I
money.
mean?
I'm,
But
I'm
like,
more talking about the people who live in
You're talking
places
about-
like where we live. They
But
live
the-
in a suburban community, and then they travel to go kill something, and then
With a guide.
and
Out
then
of a truck.
bullshit.
But the fish that he caught and released, though, if we're just to like play devil's advocate with that,
Yeah,
like
no problem.
that he caught and released was a fish that was filled in the lake. It wasn't.
Oh, it's even a catfish. It's a bottom sucker.
You know what I mean? It's
So
not.
you probably
like
don't
they're
bring-
I think that's
replenishing the
separate
lakes.
From what I'm saying, though. And that's a separate point. I get what you're saying.
But like they replenish the lakes, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fucking they're like spawning here.
I mean, it's a whole industry.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I just don't.
I
I don't
love salmon
understand the
myself.
mindset of the people who do the mental gymnastics to
make it okay.
yeah, and it's like just say you like stalking and killing some shit.
Okay, so there's these wild
Like-
boar problems out in Texas and stuff.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen it on YouTube. And there's these guys that'll get 30 millimeter automatic rifles out of helicopters.
Yeah.
And that's
I've
how
heard
they
about
hunt.
it.
And they hunt herds of them like
Yeah.
that. And it's 100% legal. And
The only
you
people
should
that can do
hear
that, though,
the
are-
audio to these things, and it's just like, let's just change the landscape to like the helicopters in Vietnam, and you're just like, there's
Just
really not,
wiping them out.
dude. It's kind of brutal. It's pretty brutal,
So that's
man.
what I think about.
You can't poison them.
I
or something?
understand the
I don't know. I don't know.
I understand the conservationists.
Wipe them out.
Take all that pig meat and feed people.
I understand like the conservationists and saying we have to keep balance and things
Yeah.
like that because
That's
a lot of
definitely a huge
natural
part.
a lot of natural predators are gone. So I understand that, but there's also the point like what made humans the decider.
fucking right.
Yeah, we're just animals too. So it's just funny to me that
Because
a lot
we
of people convince themselves that the whole universe was set up for us.
Right.
Oh, this was put here so we can eat. No, we just happen to, find our way to have the power.
What about those people that say it's not that like the way we eat and the way America's growing, it's not sustainable?
I think that's a possibility. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if like even with the agriculture, like you can only flip dirt so many times and grow shit so many times
and
until
with climate change.
Yeah, before
Right.
you wash it out.
Yeah, and you can only grow certain crops through the year to like replenish the nutrients in the soil.
Our current population wasn't sustainable before a lot of technological advancements. Like,
What about cloned meat? Would you guys be about that?
For sure,
You're
100%.
eating cloned meat?
Not cloned, but lab grown meat.
Lab-grown
For sure,
meat.
100%.
My thing is always the 20-year, 10-year.
Wait it out, like let them. Yeah.
Work out the kinks.
Yeah,
Because it sounds
I agree
great,
with
you
that.
know?
I agree with that.
But I mean, fuck.
But there's certain
Shit.
things like the way they can grow different grains in different climates.
Yeah.
And all the
hydroponics and stuff.
the
Indoor.
the science behind it, and like even before the United States, some of the advancements. I think this might be wrong, but I think like in ancient Greece or Rome, they had these huge advancements of being able to grow crops. If it wasn't for stuff like that, we wouldn't be able to sustain what we currently have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe there'll be some more advancements that come out. I don't know.
even with indoor growing, the advancements are huge and stuff. You can go out to the coast at some times of the year and you can see all the fucking orange lights. That's all the high pressure sodium lights
I've seen them
beaming out of the fucking greenhouses, and you're like, do you know how much vegetables all those greenhouses could have? Or it's crazy
we're to the point we're so successful with agriculture that people are subsidized to not grow.
Matt Damon was growing potatoes,
right? Specifically in certain areas, the big transition was them watering a lot of their apple trees or peach trees, like along Turlock,
all the almond orchards,
right?
Those things, they have to be flooded and all the water,
right? It takes a lot of water, and the fact that they're prohibited from using a certain amount unless they have a well. Right, so now they're trying to make most of the people that grow this stuff introduce well systems to but it's hard for them to keep up. That's why a lot of shit. Because I remember driving up I-5 years ago, and there was just so much agriculture out there, right? Mm-hmm. And now when you drive it, it's drastically less from when I was going up there every weekend.
Well, like I said, a lot of those farmers are getting paid to not grow. Because there was a
Monsanto.
There was just too much. There's too much, or it'll literally destabilize certain economies,
right?
Because there'd be too much corn and it'll fuck everything up.
Isn't Trump talking about trying to bail them out or something?
And that's what a fucking idiot. And there's like you said with the soil. So sometimes don't grow this, save that soil for next harvest or whatever. Just shit like that.
Right. But there's only there's only so many times you can flip it and grow a certain thing. You can't.
Yeah.
So
but even that though, when they came up with, I think this was thousands of years ago, they came up with the idea, switch the soil around or rotating your crops. That was one of the biggest advancements in human history in any area.
Right.
It was rotate your crops and the nutrients rotate. Just that.
There's a bunch of different. Yeah, you can aerate.
But talking about this though, what about the new trends and stuff like that, dieting wise? Not dieting, but I'd say changing people changing their eating habits, right? So they're eating less processed foods, right? And then there's this other one where it's the people are entertaining the idea that we're meat eaters, and you could be sustained off all protein, opposed to having any.
Is that keto?
Keto, no. Keto. You can eat vegetables and stuff like that. Okay. This is just a meat.
It's the caveman one or whatever, right?
Yeah. But there's
But even though
there's a lot of people that are there's cases of people that had diabetes being healed within a couple months from starting this diet. There's all kinds of mental advantages from people showing signs of getting better from this diet. I'm not saying completely cutting out vegetables, but if you think about it, vegetables haven't been around as long as we've known them. Fruits, shit like that. You
berries,
know what I'm saying? Berries were kind of there, but certain other shit like strawberries, bananas. Lettuce, tomatoes.
It's also due to regions, But the world's so close now.
A lot of this shit wasn't our main intake when we were coming up. You know what I mean? And there were a lot less people, suffering from illnesses. You know what I'm saying? That's me personally. The only thing that I back in that diet and their thoughts on that is the fact that the sugar industries was pushed on us.
Oh, big time.
You know what I mean? And all the carb intake is something that is probably worse for our bodies than eating tons and tons of meat, which is protein, which our body burns and turns into muscle, where carbs, it doesn't burn, go anywhere, it just goes straight to our fucking...
Yeah. Well, some carbs are okay.
I think there's definitely...
You're talking to a guy that can't put weight on, so carbs are my friend. Clean carbs, but I've got to eat complex carb.
It's everything in moderation,
Thank
really.
you.
Yeah. Sugar is definitely it's almost a drug.
And you know what's funny? It's the only thing that's actually natural. It's kind of how that's the way it comes off the cane. It's not...
The thing is, what really fucked us was high fructose corn syrup. because they were able to make it so cheap.
Right.
So they just put it in everything. And we love it.
Right.
It's so good.
On most of the labels too that say there's like if you check the grams of sugar, and you check below that, there's another name for.
There's multiple different types of sugar
that's horrible for you. So it'll only show 2 grams of sugar and
fructose
something. Right. Yeah. But at the bottom it'll have 34 grams of the other kind that's horrible for you. You know what I mean? Not to mention like all the the linings of the cans and shit that are bad for you.
That's the thing too, is like
BPA and plastic.
Right.
As quick as our diets change, like in weeks a new fad diet will pop up. Completely change, right?
For sure.
But our evolution, our bodies take millions of years to change.
Right.
So it's like it's always. I feel like we're always gonna be fucked in some way.
I just don't. I mean, when you look at the data, like for and this is no offense to vegans or people that are steered towards not eating meat, but if you look at the data, typically they get the diseases that fucking in their lives. Like
they tell you if you're pregnant not to do the vegan.
Right. But yeah, like
Steve Jobs was vegan or something.
Right. And he shut down doctors when they said that he needed to go chemo.
Yeah, he had a very curable cancer.
Yeah.
And
he didn't deal with it.
Like, I'll just eat some more strawberries.
Right.
All right.
But like they're like so stuck on the fact that, they have the answers that they won't listen to some kind of other,
That with vegan, like I would love to be vegan. I wish, just because same shit I said, I don't like hunting because I feel like it's unnecessary. I don't feel
factory farming.
Yeah, and I don't feel so narcissistic to think like, oh yeah, I should kill all those things so I can live.
You
like,
owe me your life.
It feels weird to think that, right? Like Bill Burr said that in one of his bits, which was hilarious, where he's like multiple things have to die every day for this.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that,
Sure.
so I would love to be vegan. Problem is I love meat, pause.
Yeah.
But I love
that
meat.
kind of meat, huh?
I love beef, I love chicken, but I have cut out most pig products, which
I'm a
was
bacon
not.
lover.
Well, I don't
Gotta
I
have
never
it.
liked bacon, so that was easy.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know what was hard? I found out that gelatin is pig. So gelatin is like ground up pig fat and hooves and shit. So like that's in like every candy.
Hooves, lips, and assholes.
Marshmallows
Right.
is gelatin. Rocky Road's my favorite ice cream. I can't have my favorite ice cream now.
Okay.
So like, but I mean, I'll cheat every once in a while. I'll have a sausage or something, and pause again.
Right. Yes, he will.
But anyway, my point was saying like, even though I'd love to be vegan, I admire vegans because I don't want things to die just to sustain me either.
Right.
But
what about the theory plants aren't living?
yeah, I mean, where do you draw the line?
Or
Exactly.
the way they're getting their food, there's other animals that die in that process. Is that where you're going?
That too, but also the fact that there's no acknowledgement of the privilege of being vegan and being in our society now. A lot of people and a lot of creatures had to die for society to be set up where you could be vegan.
Yeah.
That's very true.
A lot, even if you said no, because I could have just started a farm if there's no society here. You would have had to kill a lot of animals to start that farm, to clear the land to start that farm. Like a lot of things have to die.
Do you know how many things get caught up in those discs when they're
Right.
Exactly. And where do you draw the line? What about insects?
Right.
Are you just going to let them eat your fruit? Because, I don't want to kill these bugs. Even though they're eating my crops.
Yeah. No, like that's
And what about
that's a good point.
pesticides on those
Vegan
plants?
privilege.
Right.
What about pesticides and GMOs in those plants?
That's what I'm saying.
What about
So-
the BPAs and the containers that they're using to pack these plants in?
Yeah.
Because it's not in their profit margin
Yeah.
to use a really high quality container. You
No,
know?
not at
It's
all.
not.
And just the wars that had to happen to fuel technology so you could even have a truck.
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for war,
You're worried about
half
animals
the
dying? There's a
technology-
lot of people
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah, half the technology we have wouldn't exist.
Well,
if it
hell,
wasn't
if you
for
want
war.
to, if they want to go that far, fucking look at the shoes you're wearing.
Yeah.
You could look at anything on damn near anybody jogging in the streets that's a high profile vegan and be like, that's animal.
Vegans are hella wearing Birkenstocks,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Wait a minute.
A lot of things have to die.
Yeah, no, it's
so it can decorate you, but you don't want to nourish yourself with it. Okay.
Yeah, I have nothing like against vegans or their viewpoints or anything, but in the same sense, like
I do.
You
Fuck
can't have double
kidding.
standards.
I'm totally kidding.
There's
with
just
the
no
double
acknowledgement.
standards. Yeah.
It's a privilege to be vegan.
Right.
There's a lot of shit had to die on the way.
I hear
Correct.
vegan farts are just ridiculously bad too.
Are we talking about
My
farts?
sister's all super
Yeah.
organic, and
Yeah.
she's
And her farts are bad, huh?
no, she's just organic. She'll eat meat and stuff as long as it's organic and grass fed. But
Yeah.
she said some of the people up on the hills that she's worked on, these vegan people from out of country and stuff,
Yeah.
it's just like,
They're nuts.
Yeah.
oh God.
It's just- yeah.
And they're all sugar freaks. They all eat hella candy. It's like one of the things that they can get.
People pick and
So it
choose.
makes no-
People pick
Yeah.
and choose. I get it. Like I said, I don't want to kill things. I don't want
Right.
to hunt. I don't want to do that. But there's
I wouldn't mind hunting
for
and
me
killing
to
things.
just
I'm
be
just going to be honest right now.
To each his own.
for me to be sitting in this chair with this shelter with all these technology, a lot of shit had to die.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
A lot of humans,
a lot of
yeah.
creatures, a lot of forests had to be burned,
Right.
to get to this
Right.
point.
But what about those people that say, well, they were here first? You know, like we were driving up to Carlmont the other day, right? And there was some deers. There's deers up there all the time. And they were just sitting there and they were eating some lady's flowers in her front lawn, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
what about, you know, not to be brutal or anything like that, but if you're somewhere in Idaho and you got some fucking bucks in your backyard and it's deer season and you got a couple tags and you laid a couple down, right? Bambi
Yeah.
and its mother. Like, I don't know. They'd be outraged over it, right? They'd be like, "Oh, that's wrong to kill that animal, this
Yeah.
and that." But I mean, they're on my property, but they were here first. This is their property. Like that's some of their arguments.
That's kind of. I feel like I
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah,
because I'm saying
exactly.
what made humans be the ones
the
on
alpha
top.
predator,
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, the government can come and take the property from you at that same.
but-
or not the alpha, the
but the
apex,
u-
the
but the-
apex predator.
yeah,
that's
but-
what we are.
Yeah, but the universe didn't bestow that upon us. Like,
Well,
it just happened that way.
How long has meat been in the human diet?
I don't know.
Since forever.
Oh, yeah.
Let me answer
Like,
that.
I'm a meat
How
eater,
long has
right?
vegetables been in the human diet?
No idea.
I think around 10,000 years.
I haven't done my research.
That's just from Rogan. Come on, play. We all listen to Rogan. But no, if you think
What
about
about
it,
fruit?
probably a little bit longer, but not as long as meat, dude. You needed meat to sustain, bro, for
God.
years until they created cobs.
Yeah.
God, and the apple. And
Well, you know.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm totally kidding.
That's same thing.
There's-
Where do you draw the line? Where do we matter more?
And
When
it's
do we
probably
not
body
matter more?
type too. You know, to each his body type. Can you imagine if I was vegan?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think you're losing
My-
any more weight, player.
Well, my problem is I'm also allergic to peanuts, so that's a huge source. I really
So
don't like
technically-
beans either.
Technically, you should have died off a long time ago.
I've got EpiPens.
Yeah. No, but peanuts.
A lot of people had to die for that EpiPen.
That's the
exist.
healthy fats, right? Those are healthy.
I've got
fats.
multiple EpiPens.
Yeah. Yes, I brought that up on a podcast a long time ago. It was just like
Yeah.
hippies in general. Like, come on, peace and love. But you know how many people had to die for you to feel comfortable on that land that you're hanging out
Right.
on? A lot of people had to die
Yeah.
for you to feel safe sitting in that park with your friends.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, or are they safe? Are we ever really?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
no, I know what you mean. I'm just
society exists. That's why you can hang out. That's why you can be vegan, because you have options. Those options wouldn't exist without a lot of death.
yeah.
But like I said, I'm the same on the other side with hunters. I'm like, I just feel like if it's not necessary, then why?
There are a lot of egotistical fucks out there that just kill just to do it.
Yeah,
but,
I think there's a lot of people that's just bloodlust.
But there's still people out there that are really on the whole hype of I'm feeding my family the best meat that I can provide. Nothing with the shit that I don't know what the
understand
government's
that,
pushing into it.
I feel like Joe Rogan himself seems pretty straightforward with it. I don't really disagree with his views on
Yeah,
it.
you stock a freezer in your fucking garage and you keep meat for your family for a year.
And he's respectful
off of
about
one
it.
kill.
He's
So-
respectful about it too.
My roommate, I used to live out in San Gregorio on 30 acres.
I remember the dude. Yeah, what's his name? Todd.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was crazy.
And we're talking about living out.
He's a nut, dude. That motherfucker was like swimming with sharks one day. Came home and was like, "Dude, I almost lost my board to a shark, bro." I'm like, fuck. It was like raining outside.
Total like surfer dude, really well known in the area for surfing, and he also hunted a lot and had a lot of guns. He was just one of them good old boys.
Yeah.
Cool guy, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can remember coming home and there'd be 3 pigs, just 250, 300-pound hogs. His buddy had some land, and dude, that was some really good meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ate it. Made sausages and ate. And
Yeah.
ate.
You used what you
Because
had.
I guess there was so many pigs on the land they had. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like, dude, you don't understand how many pigs.
There's not a lot of predators left, so it's like
Right.
I was watching the American West documentary, and they were talking about like the bison. It's fucking nuts. Like if you
The
learn
numbers.
the whole story, like because they did that to try to starve the Native Americans.
Right.
So like the numbers that they would just slaughter and just leave
Yeah.
dying. They wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take their skins and
Yeah.
take some stupid
Like some
shit.
people,
Yeah.
like Buffalo Bill got his nickname because of that.
Wow.
And it was like he slaughtered like 5,000 bison just left them.
That's
fucking crazy.
That was on Dances with Wolves. That was
Yeah.
It was
It's a great movie.
top 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great movie.
I mean,
Kevin Costner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Yeah,
Fellas.
yeah.
It's good.
you didn't like Dances with Wolves?
No, I just seen it too many times, and it was kind of like,
Tatanka.
right. It was, I don't know.
Yeah.
John Dun.
Do you? I mean, do you guys think back then there were dudes like that were fucking, that were approving of fucking Indians? I don't. I think
I'm sure.
I'm sure it had to
look at the
happen at some
Revenant.
point. Yeah.
Look at the
Oh
Revenant.
yeah, but he banged up.
I'm sure
an
it
Indian
happened
chick,
at some
dude,
point.
So,
Sure, yeah. There's always the.
And I'm sure there was a bunch that were like, it wasn't like Kevin Costner was the strong character type, right? There's probably some weirdos that just straight off and joined the Indians too.
Hey,
we've had people defect into North
Right.
Korea.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there's got to be.
There's always
and that's not to say Native Americans are North Koreans.
No,
Right.
whoa, yeah, no.
But I'm
yeah,
just saying
sorry
people will join any cause.
Yeah.
Or,
Hey, this is
Just
off
something
topic.
different.
This is off topic, completely off topic. But so there's a dude. I'm not going to mention any names, but that he's a pretty intelligent guy, reads a lot, and he brought up the fact that he. I think we talked about it before that a lot of the slaves in Africa that were brought over here, right?
Yeah.
Like the larger portion of them were shipped to like South America, Brazil, wherever, right?
Yeah.
Like the Virgin Islands and shit, right? Because that was a huge hub for where slaves fucking went. But he states that the numbers don't add up to where the amount of population there is now, like there were some already here. What do you think about
Africans.
that? Or like black people.
It's possible.
Maybe they can't. Maybe
Look
they,
at the complexion of Indians. I mean, if you really break it
or the
down.
ones that are south, like is it south of Mexico? I don't know, but I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird that it was, and
It's possible because I know there was like all the Pacific Islands people were spread out by canoe. Like they would like travel the Pacific Ocean like by canoe, like a caravan of canoes and shit.
Moana's story.
Yeah, Hawaii was settled that way. Like,
Tahiti and
Oh
it's
shit!
insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
So it's possible.
That's why I don't know why it just.
No.
I just started thinking because I seen it the other day.
That'd be
Could
a
you
cool
imagine
topic
if-
one day to talk about like how
Genealogy.
people migrated. Yeah.
Well, I have a tiny bit of. I've heard a couple different theories that I think are pretty cool. Couple different theories, and that's like some of the biggest stuff that I'm interested in lately. That I've been not researching, but just watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Graham Hancock,
Yeah.
dude.
What was I watching the other day? I was watching the
Finding out some
American
cool shit.
Tale. Fievel, right?
Yeah.
And one of the
Weren't we there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
one of the rats walks up and asks and says their name, and the dude's like, "Okay, John Smith." Like, you know what I mean?
It was the
Like,
immigrant story.
Yeah, it was. What is it? What's the
Ellis
island?
Island.
Ellis
Ellis
Island that
Island,
they
yeah.
went through, right? And it's like all the
They just gave them their
undocumented
names.
coming through, the immigrants, right? And they all had fucking,
Donald Trump's family was one of them.
wow, yeah,
The Drumps from I forgot
right,
where they're from.
right.
You fuck. But unless you guys have more on that, I was going to jump back. I was going to say back to I was going to ask if you guys had ever hunted. You have?
That's why I don't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the saddest story.
You've seen it.
Oh, it's the saddest story.
Like a crying doe.
I lived in Utah, and we went rabbit hunting.
This guy's lived fucking everywhere.
And so my boy had a 12-gauge shotgun, and we were out there.
Damn, dude.
And now that you look back on the story, it just doesn't sound good.
You trying to blow the rabbit up, dude?
It's supposed to be.
I thought you were supposed to shoot with 22.
Probably 17, maybe 18. City boy, know nothing about shooting.
Scarred for life from that rabbit dying, huh?
So this rabbit jumped up and just started running.
Right.
Boy,
You're hunting with a shotgun?
my buddy was. I had never
That's
shot
not
anything.
that's just to kill.
Right.
Well, it's a rabbit you're supposed to shoot, if I'm not mistaken, with shotguns.
No, because the pellets are just embedded in this little creature.
Well, you have to dig them out. That's why you don't use a 12 gauge, if I'm not mistaken. Use like a 20 gauge.
Okay, like a smaller. Yeah.
But
I forgot what they call it.
Yes, the gauge of the. Yeah. So, anyways, and I could be talking.
I'm picturing like a. Yeah.
So, anyways, what we think is a jackrabbit, my buddy blows the ass off of this thing, and it's just, it's the saddest thing. And we get up, and it's a baby antelope.
Yeah.
And so, watching my buddy, I got to take it out now, and then we had to just leave it. We did nothing with it, I just,
Yeah.
That's fucked me up.
Yeah.
We drove back that 2 hours back to our house, and we didn't say shit to each other.
Yeah.
It was over there. The friendship was over.
Oh, no. We were great friends still, but we it was
like
just quiet from what we had just done. We were
that's
both
like in the movies when in the movies when the kids are on a road trip and then they run over like some homeless, some trans, and they have to hide the body.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. What about you? Have you ever?
No, I haven't. I'm open to it though. I'm not. And I'm going to sound fucked up. All right, and I'm not really that type of I don't like that type of compassionate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a pet owner. You know what I mean? I don't wish any harm on, animals or anything like that. But
oh God.
I just don't. I'm gonna be. I'm like it's fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Fuck the animals. Fuck them.
No.
We got time.
No. I mean, if I could do away with everything else that I feed my son, meat would be the only thing I feed my son. Straight up. You know what I mean? Yeah. If they said here's a head of lettuce, bung. That's all you can feed your son for the rest of his life. Here's
that's not.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? Here's a loaf of bread. You can only feed your son this. I'd be like, dude, give me that chicken right there for the rest of our lives, dude. Like I don't really have that kind of I find it as a necessity. I think hunting, if you're doing it right, is a necessity.
I'm not trying to use Naked and Afraid as some big example or Survivors or anything, but if you actually watch these little reality shows, they always end up finding coconuts. They very rarely find meat. And everybody loses hella weight on that Naked and Afraid and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Because they're
out there eating fucking grubs and shit.
And they're eating nothing, but
You put a fucking real hunter on there, though, I'll tell you what.
Oh, they have, but you have nothing to hunt with. It's not like
what are you going to kill a wild boar with a fucking with a buck knife?
Stick.
Yeah.
I mean,
but also like an animal is just a more complex thing, so there's more nutrients, there's more different types of things, whereas a plant, very,
Yeah, no, I've been called callous and shit like that. I just don't. I'm not really.
I don't think that's too callous to only want to eat meat.
No, I'm just not. I'm not huge on the whole animal thing. I don't have the hugest heart for animals.
And there might be some new study in 10 years that says vegetables are the best thing since high top Converse. For all we know.
Now, captive fucking great white sharks or whales or whatever, at fucking Marine World. I think that's fucking bullshit. Right? Yeah. Things like that, the zoos, just name any zoo, right?
Yeah.
You look at the fucking lions and shit, and they're all drowsy and doped up.
Yeah. Or they've given up.
Yeah. Right.
Even if they're not. They're just...
Have
you seen that Cat Williams stand-up?
I root for the lion that kills the trainer.
That shit is
I root
so
for
perfect.
Didn't we talk about circuses recently?
Yeah.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, we all agree. This shit's just horrible.
I root for that shit.
Even though I loved it as a kid. I was just like, that's fucked up. Because you don't see the reality of it. You don't see, it's like, oh, look at that animal having fun down there.
Right.
It's not.
But I do believe,
whipped.
Yeah. I do believe, though, dude, the advances that we make in everything, humans being the apex predator and shit like that.
Yeah.
In their on their stomping grounds, because you jump in the fucking water with a great white, you're done.
Yeah.
But I think it's a necessity. That's me. It's fucked up though.
I mean, it's a newer thought that I've had that I'm like, wait, why are we acting like the universe was set up for us?
Like putting animals into extinction.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because we're the organism that advanced far enough to.
But that
or the ape.
But there's
or
a lot
whatever.
of luck. There's a lot of things involved in that.
That's true.
It wasn't granted.
That's true.
So that's why I try not to. I don't know.
What if some super race decides to take us all out under that same theory?
Yeah.
But isn't that the German theory too? They were going to make a super race to take over the world and take out everybody and dominate the world.
Right.
So
that's how they included meth.
That's
how they did. They created meth. Hitler and them. Yeah. Keep the soldiers
up.
up.
I don't know. I just
Turkey.
Was that the only time, the first and last time you hunted?
That's literally the first and last time I've ever hunted. That literally, there was one time I was also young, and I was really young, and I was with a bunch of badass kids, some friends that I probably shouldn't have been with, and we were all killing ducks. And I took this rock and killed this duck.
Yeah.
Again.
You should just use Alka-Seltzer.
These two situations have literally been ingrained in my brain. Oh my God,
At least you had the empathy to be like, oh.
Always. I've always been like, ooh, shit. I've always tried to be that guy, even if I'm with a bunch of people, my ethics and morals shouldn't.
Yeah. What about, did your friend keep hunting? Like, he was a hunter after that?
No, we weren't even hunters.
It was an experiment.
It was an experiment. He had gone out a couple times with his dad.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, I've hunted a few times, and it was when I was younger. And, like, one of the first times, I had to help drag. I mean, I was a little kid, so I wasn't probably doing too much of the work.
Yeah.
But I had one of the antlers dragging up a muddy hill in the rain. Like, it was a crazy experience, but I'm all juiced, whatever, blah, blah.
Yeah. Because your dad is, we got it, son.
Yeah. And I think I helped spot it, too.
So you felt held responsible.
Yeah, but at the time, I was so young. I was just excited. And then when he did everything, too.
Yeah.
He had a whole setup in his backyard, got the meat, everything, got the skin, made venison jerky. It was fantastic. But I remember, like, when it was seeing all the guts in the backyard in a pile, I was just like, wait a second, it's not like a game. Like, that's a real creature. And that was sort of the tipping point. And then, unlike Ave, I had tons of animals growing up, So
I've always had dogs and shit.
Yeah. So I'm just like, fuck, like, I
had a hamster die on me when I was super young. That was like, oh my God, my hamster.
So after that was the first time where I was like involved. But then after that, I would have to go sometimes, and it was reluctant. I was like,
fuck.
I don't know.
It's a good skill to have. Let's say shit reverts.
Yeah.
It's the magnetic pole shuts off.
But it was so long ago. It's not like I picked up a lot of skills, but. Another time we went to Trinity, and a bear came up, and I'm holding the rifle. My dad took the rifle, like he should. He's the adult.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't a good feeling to have your weapon taken away while there's a bear on the other side of this bush, and you're like, luckily nothing happened though. We like snuck off. It was like ripping bark off a tree, so it wasn't paying attention to us. So we just walked away. And then another time was in the desert, and it was bow hunting with coyotes.
Fuck. Dude.
Right? So this was like, I don't know what not like cactuses, but like that kind of desert brush.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And there are these I forgot what you call it, but these like sandways. It looks like a river, but it's sand that winds through the desert,
Yeah.
So that's where the coyotes would travel. So we got there super, before the sun came up, camped out. Coyotes finally come. Pops takes a shot with the arrow. Goes through like the back hip of the coyote. It yelps and takes off. Right? So it wasn't a kill shot. So he goes, gets the arrow, hands me the arrow. So I'm just sitting there with a bloody arrow. He's like, I'm going to track it. Runs off. Following the blood trail. Dude, like 2 hours goes by. I'm just out there by myself. I start yelling, like, like, Dad. Nothing. Like, what the fuck? There's the highway where we parked the truck is like, I don't know, half mile. It's far.
Right.
I could barely see the truck, right? Like in certain, if I look through the right bushes, I can see the truck parked by the highway because it was up on a hill.
Yeah.
I see someone at the truck, walking around the truck, but I can't make out who it is. It's so far away. I'm like, dude, was my dad at the truck? Like, what the fuck? Like, so I, like the Patriot when he's chasing the British who had his kid.
Yeah.
I'm just running through the shit, holding a bloody arrow, running as fast as I can to the truck. Have to climb up the hill, climb over like some barbed wire. So that means we probably weren't supposed to be on that. Probably.
Sure. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
So
Who knows?
Yeah. So I get up on the hill. I look. There's nobody at the truck. Still to this day, I don't know who the fuck was at the truck. It wasn't my dad.
Yeah.
I finally hear my dad yelling for me.
Where you're
back
supposed
where
to be.
I came.
Right.
Fuck. I run back. We meet up, and then that was the last time I ever went hunting.
Those
I'm
are
not-
pretty fucking harsh experiences, dude. I probably wouldn't go fucking hunting again either.
I didn't like being stranded in the desert with
Right.
nothing but a bloody arrow.
That doesn't sound like a good time at all.
Yeah,
No.
but I learned later though there was like some farm type places. There's places around, so I wasn't as like
Yeah.
I thought I was.
When
though.
you're a kid, though, you feel like
well,
you're
I was
in the
like
outback.
16, 17.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know this area we were at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the funny thing is that those sand rivers, I can't think of the name, but I'm like, hiding in the bushes on one for like those 2 hours.
Right.
I kept hearing like engines, like noises. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So we're like near the Mexico border, right? So I'm like,
wow.
all right, the cartel's gonna come around there in a pickup truck, dumping bodies, and they're just gonna shoot me.
Sure.
Right? I just keep hearing these engines. Like, is there a truck coming down this? Like, I found out later. I think it was like there was like some farm type place near it.
Okay.
So I think it was the equipment from
Tractors
the
or
farm. But the whole
tractors,
time
yeah.
I'm like paranoid. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
And as they're
That's just
turning,
land
they
you guys
sound
were on.
different too as
Yeah.
they turn. So
Yeah.
they say, you're like, is it coming towards me? Is it
Yeah.
driving away?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's just sitting there.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
And then
can
I
see
was
that.
thinking, years ago, I went to Sedona. The guy was saying like on this trail, oh yeah, you'll find bodies up here in carpets and shit. So I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of that.
That's crazy, dude.
If that was in Sedona, but it was like
Yeah.
border stuff, like Southwest. Yeah.
Shit, you can go hiking at the Dish, dude, and run into mountain lions up there.
Yeah.
People have been fucked up.
Woodside,
Yeah.
Yep.
mountain lions, all
Yeah,
day,
all
right
day.
up here. Right up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck. They're not afraid of you.
Haven't
know what
you
I'm
seen
saying?
those videos of them taking Dobermans? And
Yeah.
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 I remember before I moved out to San Gregorio, I was kind of city boy, and I had two
Yeah.
good sized pits.
Yeah.
Good sized. They were no joke. They weren't punks.
Yeah.
And I remember Pop saying, "Hey, just be careful with your dogs and the mountain lions." And I was like,
Yeah.
"You mean my two pits?" And he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
"He was like, son,
Yep.
he'd kill both of those
Yeah.
in one swipe. Just be
For
done.
real.
Yeah.
Your little pit bulls are no match. Just not even."
That's what we think because I've had pit bulls too. So like, you just think, oh, what a monster. But then
Yeah.
you see what next to a mountain lion.
Doesn't
oh,
matter
shit.
at all.
I saw my first mountain lion paw print in the mud and was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
mother!"
People think mountain lions will like fit on this table, like right here.
No, they're like Great Danish.
Yeah.
Way more built and long. They're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I saw one take one leap into the middle of the road, hit the yellow line. It's just a one lane road on each way, and it jumped way in front of us as we're coming through. And I saw it jump one up. I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It would have done that leap with my dog in its mouth.
Mouth.
It would have
That's
dunked
crazy,
a basketball.
dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah.
one
See,
leap into the middle of the road, from the middle of the road up, just
Yeah.
like gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's way too
Jesus.
fucking big,
Yeah.
dude.
That's
I wouldn't
crazy.
I wouldn't feel comfortable in that element, but
Well,
know,
once they're more scared of us.
We're
actually.
so protected.
Yeah.
Though.
yeah.
Like I said, society protects us. We have such a privilege to even talk this shit when there's
Yeah.
mountain lions roaming around.
Unless you're with a
bears.
friend like me and we're out somewhere and you get snatched up by a mountain lion, you're gone, brother. Did you hear
I
that?
think I can outrun you.
Did you hear that story? Did you hear that story about the guys who were fucking jogging on a trail, and one of the dudes fucking got clipped by a mountain lion, right, or a cougar, or some shit, and he gets clipped. His other buddy, or I think they were on bikes, you know what I mean, on some trails, and one of them gets taken off his bike, and he starts getting fucked up. So the other friend fucking runs. He's like, "I'm gonna go get help, dude." The mountain lion jumped off the dude that he was mauling and killed the other guy. So because he was leaving his
he was
friend,
running?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Would you stop? I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't stop. I think you're. Going.
If I'm on a trail like that, I'm gonna have some sort of weapon.
I'd like to think.
Yeah, but you could be on any kind of trail though. You could be like at the Dish. Just
Yeah,
running
I
at
went to this
4 a.m.
abandoned winery in Morgan Hill like a week and a half ago, and we had to go like at dusk. So yeah, I had like a big old knife just in case. And there was 3 of us, and I told them, I was like, if a mountain lion comes out, do not scatter. Stay in a group.
Yeah, look like
and I
a
was
big.
like, and I have a knife. I will stay in front if I have to, but just don't fucking leave me.
Yeah.
And I still thought they might leave me.
You're not telling me anything. I'm out of there, brother. I'm out of there.
You turn around, we got him.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I have like a 20-minute battle with the mountain lion. All right, guys, we're good.
You're lucky when my friends get back, it's over.
Right. Moral of the story: this guy right here would, prefer to be a vegan if it was possible, and he wasn't such a gluttonous over meat. This guy right here needs about every single carb in the world.
If you have carbs, send them in.
Right.
Protein.
Right.
We're doing a sweepstakes.
Go ahead and donate some carbs
fat
to the
and bird
podcast.
up.
No, start the sad piano music and violin music in the background. This is my friend Bird. He hasn't eaten in weeks. He could totally use you guys' help. Sustenance, please.
Yeah.
In the masses, please.
People are so jealous of the pack.
I'm going to start GoFundMe for you.
People are so jealous
So you can get-
of
so
my
you get
body.
buffed.
It's so funny.
I
You mean to tell me you're close to 40 years old and you still weigh as much as you did
Yeah.
as a junior in
Yeah,
high
no.
school? I'm like a
you're
fine wine.
fortunate.
Well,
You're
you cut
fortunate.
your
I'm like a fine
golden
wine.
locks off, so you're less of a
Oh,
look.
my Jesus?
Dog.
My Jesus do?
Well, I mean, grass is always greener, but it's better to be thin and not like being thin than the opposite.
Oh, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest guy, but I
Yeah.
mean, I can run like the
You're
wind.
Wiz Khalifa.
but you're not.
I'm whizzed up.
You're
Yeah,
whizzed
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Whizzed up.
Yeah.
Whizzed up, exactly.
My overall message to get to your closing messages was just keep it real. Whether you're vegan or a hunter, just keep it real. Like I'm vegan.
I like to kill shit.
Yeah. Say if you're a hunter,
Yeah.
just keep it real. If you just like to kill shit, just say you like to kill
If
shit.
you're a vegan, say you fucking
just
like
just
foreign
acknowledge
objects
the
in your
fact
ass.
that you're lucky to even be able to have that option.
Sure.
Let's just be in the real world. That's all.
But don't be unrealistic with your fucking views and shit. And don't force feed them.
If a vegan eats ass, is that still vegan?
No.
They're eating the boo boo.
If they're eating-
But so you guys
Any
got-
other closing?
Yeah. Anything else?
No?
Keep it real. No.
Keep it real.
Yep.
All right.
Episode
right.
number 60.
60 in the can.
Boom.
Boo boo.
Go camping. National parks are
Wanna
amazing.
go camping?
On air with Ave and Dylan Sesco.